Hello everyone. Welcome back to another lecture on reasoning ability and problem solving. In today's lecture, we will discuss some exercises questions from puzzles. Now, in the previous lectures, we discussed that there are 6 types of problems that can be formed in puzzles. Type 1 was seating arrangement. In seating arrangement, also, we discussed that 4 types of problems are there. First is your linear seating arrangement. Second is your circular seating arrangement. Third is your polygon seating arrangement. In polygon seating arrangement, 2 shapes are very common, that is square and rectangle, correct? Square and rectangle. And then we studied about seating arrangement in parallel rows. So these are the types of questions that can be formed in your seating arrangement, correct? Then we discussed comparison type puzzle. Comparison type puzzle basically means that certain objects are there or certain persons are there, correct? And they can be compared based on various attributes. So it can be based on height, it can be based on weight, it can be based on marks, it can be based on income, the price, the manufacturing cost, anything, any comparable units. And these are the questions that comes in your comparison type puzzles. Then we discussed blood relation puzzles. Blood relation puzzles, there can be numerous type of questions in blood relation puzzles as well. These 3 were discussed in the last lecture in detail. In today's lecture, we will discuss these 3 in detail. That is type 4 sequence and order based puzzles. So sequence and order based basically means we can arrange them, date wise or month wise. We can arrange them day wise in a week, weekday wise. We can arrange them yearly, any chronological order. We can arrange them floor wise. So floor 1 till 7, floor 1 till 11, any sequence, any order, that kind of questions can come in sequence and order based puzzles. Then we have type 5 conditional selection. Conditional selection we have already discussed with the help of an example in the first lecture, correct? So conditional selection is, for example, we have 3 people A, B, or 4 people A, B, C and D, and we have to arrange them in teams of 2, correct? We have to arrange them in teams of 2. It is said to us that A and C cannot be together. A and C are not good friends, they cannot be together. So we can know that A will come over here, C will come over here. And we are told that B and A also cannot come together. So B will automatically go over here and D will go over here because we have teams of 2. So this is a small example of conditional selection based puzzles. We did selection based on certain conditions. And then we have classification type. So classification type, we have, for example, 4 people wearing 4 types of colors, going to 4 different places. We have more than 2 variables or sometimes even 2 variables, and we have to classify them. So these are the 3 types of questions that today we will discuss in detail. Okay. So let us start with type 4 sequence and order based puzzle. So based on this puzzle, we might have 1 or 2 questions or even 3 questions. So let us first solve this one. Type 4 sequence and order based puzzles. Now, it is given to us that 11 persons buy things one after another. So there are total 11 persons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, whenever we solve questions on sequence and order based puzzles or any type of puzzles, make sure that you take each and every possibility. Make sure that you consider each and every possibility while solving the question, because sometimes what happens, we leave out a possibility, okay, and that is the only possibility that comes true in the end. So we get, the question gets tricky and we get confused. So to avoid that, keep in mind that we have to consider each and every possibility. So it is given to us that only 5 persons buy things after P. So if 5 persons buy things after P, P will come here, correct? P will come at this place if 5 people buy things after P. So I am assuming that 11 means the first person who buys something and 1 means the last person who buys something. So 5 persons buy something after P. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 places after P. Now 3 persons buy things between P and Q. So 3 persons buy things between 3 and Q means 1, 2, 3. I can have Q over here. This is my first possibility, but now I can have second possibility also, that 1, 2, 3, I have Q over here. Two possibilities are there, correct? That Q, three persons are there between P and Q. So this is possibility 1 and this is possibility 2. Two possibilities we will consider. Now R buy things after S and before T. So R buys thing after S and before T. Okay? Now, there are as many persons buy things before U and after V. So basically these type of statements means that U and V will have the same position from the top and the bottom. Correct? We have already discussed information like this. Now, more than 3 people buy things between W and X who buy things just after P. So it is given to us that X buy thing just after P. So X will come over here. X buys thing just after V, and more than 3 people buy things between W and X. More than 3 means at least 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I can have my W here. And in this possibility, I can have my W here. I can have my W here also. So W in possibility 1, I have one more possibility. Let us take. I can have my W over here. I can have my P, X and Q. This is also one more possibility that we can have. Okay. Now, Y buy things before Z and after R. So, Y buy things before Z and after R. Okay. Now, no one buys things after T. That means T comes last. No one will buy things after T. Okay. Y buy things just after V. So, Y buy things just after V. Okay. Y buys things just after V. U buys after Q. So it is given to us that U buys after Q. So we will consider these information. Now if you look at possibility 1 and possibility 3, do we have a position after Q? We don't. So that means these possibilities are not correct because U will purchase after Q. So these possibilities are not correct. Okay. Now let us try to put the information. If I keep my, see, before R, I have S, correct? Before R, I have my S and I have my T after R. So before R, I have my S. That means I have to leave at least one place before R, correct? One place before R where I can keep S. Okay. And then after R, I have Y, Z and T. So T is already placed. I have Y and Z. And before Y, I have V. So it is V, Y and Z. Correct? It is V, Y and Z. I can place my V, Y and Z like this. Correct? I can place my V, Y and Z like this. Now, if you look over here, V is fourth from the bottom. And we know that U and V have to be in the same position. We know that U and V have to be in the same position from top and bottom. So basically, U has to be here. So I will get my R over here. Okay, I will get my R over here because U has to be fourth from the top because V is fourth from the bottom. Now let us check if this condition follows everything that we studied. Okay, so we will check again because whenever we get questions like this, I will recommend to you, if you have time in examination, please recheck your work because sometimes we miss one or two conditions and that makes the answer wrong. So we will check this possibility number 2. The first statement said that only 5 persons buy things after P. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this condition is satisfied. 3 persons buy things between P and Q. So I have my P here, I have my Q here. 3 persons are buying things between P and Q. This condition is also satisfied. R buys after S and before T. So R is buying after S and before T. So this is also satisfied. There are as many persons buying thing before U as after V. So they are from the same position from top and bottom. Therefore, this condition is also satisfied. More than 3 people buy things between W and X. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people are buying. So this condition is also satisfied. And X buys things just after P. This condition is also satisfied. Y buys things before Z, okay, and after R. So this condition is also satisfied. No one buys things after T. This is also satisfied. Y buy things just after V. So this is also satisfied. U buys after Q. This is also satisfied. So this will be the final arrangement. This will be the final arrangement. Now let us look at the question. The question asks who among the following buys things between X and Z. So between X and Z, we have V and Y. So let us look at the options. We have V and Y in option number 3. Therefore, this will be the correct answer. Okay. Now, same question. So let us look at the question. The question is that the 4 options or the 5 options given here are 4 of the following 5 are alike in a certain way. Hence, from a group, find the one that does not belong to that group. So, out of these 5 options that are given in the next page, 4 are similar in a way. We have to identify the one that is different. Okay, we have to identify the one that is different. So, let us look at the arrangement, the final arrangement that we made, because this question is the same. Okay, so we had W, Q, S, U, R. So, W, Q, S, U, R, P, X, V, Y, Z, T. P, X, V, Y, Z, and T. So, 11 positions were there, correct? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This was my final arrangement. Now, 4 of them are alike and one is different, and we have to identify the one that is different. So, if I look at Q and R basically have 2 people between them. Okay. If I look at U and X, so U and X also have 2 people between them. If I look at W and U also have 2 people between them. Correct? If I look at X and Y has one person between them. And if I look at P and Y again have 2 people between them. So clearly I can see X and Y is the one that is different because it has only one person between them. Whereas in each other option, there are 2 people between the first element and the next element. Okay. So answer will be option number 4, X, Y. Question number 3 also is from the same data, but the question is different. How many persons buy things between Y and R? So we have to find out how many persons are buying things between Y and R. So coming to the final arrangement, between Y and R, how many people are buying things? 1, 2, 3. So between Y and R, 3 people are buying things. So if I look at the options, I have option number 1, 3, which will be my answer. Okay, option number 1, 3 will be my answer. So this was your questions on sequence and order based puzzles. Then we have type 5, which is conditional selection based puzzle. So based on this puzzle, I might have 3 questions and we will answer them. Now, 9 persons are given and they are working in 3 different departments: IT, HR, and production, but not necessarily in the same order. So we have IT, we have HR, and we have production. And in this, we have 9 people working. Okay. It is given to us that at least 2 persons are working in the same department, but not more than 4. So basically, we will get 2 possibilities: at least 2, 3, not more than 4, or 3, 3, 3. It could be equal distribution or it could be distributed like 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now, L works with Q but not in IT. So L cannot come in IT, Q cannot come in IT, but they work together. So we will hold this information. L works with Q but not in IT. P does not work in HR. So in HR, we cannot place P. Okay. Both K and R work in same department but not work with both P and J. So basically, K and R, they work in the same department, but they cannot work with P and J. So they cannot work with P and J. Okay. M works with only O. Please pay attention to the word only. M works with only O, that means this possibility will be true. There would be a department where two people will be working, and there would be a department where four people will be working, because M works with only O. So MO will be together in a department, but not in IT. So IT cannot have M, IT cannot have O. Okay? J work with N. So it is given to us J works with N. J works with N. Okay? J works with N, and O does not work in production. So O cannot come here. So if you look at O cannot come in production, O cannot come in IT. So O can come in HR. So MO will come here. That means HR will have two people. Correct? Now we have to see between IT and production. Now I can see KR does not work with PJ, but they can work with LQ, correct? In IT, we cannot have LQ. That means in production, we will have LQ. And we have to have three people or more than three people. We have to have three or four people. So K and R can work with production, correct? Now the remaining is P, J, and N. So P, J, N can come in IT. So in IT we will have three people, and in production we will have four people. Okay? In production we will have four people, in IT we will have three people. So this will be my final arrangement. In IT we have PJN, in HR we have MO, and in production we have L, Q, K, and R. Okay? Now let us look at the questions that are based on it. The first question is, how many persons work in HR? So in HR, we know that two people work in HR. So if I look at the options, option number 1 says 2. So this will be the correct answer. Option number 1. Two people work in HR. Okay? Now, same data is given to us. The question is different. In which of the following department R works? So we have to identify in which department did R works. So this was the arrangement, right? This was the arrangement that we made. R works in production. R works in production. So coming to the options of question number 2, we have production in option number 3. See, if you look at option number 2 and 5, we have HR or IT or production. So basically, this will arrive when you don't have adequate data. But in this particular question, we had adequate data, and we could determine that he works in production. So answer will be option number 3, production. Okay. Coming to question number 3, same data is given. Question is different. Question is, 4 of the following 5 are alike in a certain way, so form a group. Find the one who does not belong to the group. Mainly, we have to identify the odd one out from the next 5 options. So these are your options. So let me draw the diagram, or let me draw the final arrangement. So in HR, we had M and O, correct? In IT, we have P, J, N, correct? And in production, we had LR and, L, Q and KR. L, Q, K, R. So in production, we had 4 people, HR, we had 2 people, and IT, we had 3 people. This was the arrangement. Let me recheck. Yes, IT, we had PJN, HR, we had MO, and production, we had LQKR. So this was my final arrangement. We have to identify which is different. So P and N, I can say they belong to the same department. Correct? They belong to the same department. Okay? Then J and K. J and K belongs to different department. They belong to different department. LK belongs to the same department. So LK belong to the same department. QR also belong to the same department. So this is also from the same department. MO is also from the same department. So now I can see the odd one out clearly. JK is the odd one out, because J and K belongs in different departments. J belongs in IT and K belongs in production. So they belong in different departments. So this will be the odd one out. So this is how you solve questions on conditional selection based puzzles. Okay. Then we have type 6, which is classification type puzzle. Classification type puzzle means we can have one attribute, more than two attributes, three attributes. Based on that, we have to solve the question. So let us look at this data. Based on this data, we might have 2 or 3 questions. Okay, so let us solve this data. There are 6 persons that are going to 6 different cities on 2 different dates. On 7th and 16th of 3 different months, March, April, May of the same year. So there are 6 people that go to different cities in March, April, and May. And each month they go to 2 different dates, that is 7 and 16. So these are the only 2 dates in which they go to their cities, to go to 6 different cities. So let us consider all the possibilities. If you look at this, March has 31 days, April has 30 days, May has 31 days. This also comes in handy. This information also comes in handy. Look at this. B goes in the month which has odd number of days. So odd number of days are in the month of March and May. So B goes in either March or on May. And B goes on odd number date. So B goes either on 7 March or B goes either on 7 May. Correct? These are the only possibilities. B either goes on 7 March or B goes on 7 May, because he goes on an odd number month and odd number date. Okay? 2 persons go in between B and the one who goes to Pune. So 2 persons, that means, let me write city with a different pen. So 2 persons go between Pune will be here. Similarly, 2 persons go between Pune will be here. So 2 persons go between B and the one who goes to Pune. Okay? Now, only 2 people go after the one who goes to Varanasi. That means Varanasi has to be here, because only 2 people go after Varanasi. That means this is eliminated. The first one is eliminated. Now, A goes to Delhi on an odd number date. How many odd number date we have? We have 7 April remaining and we have 7 March remaining. So, we can go to Delhi at this date also. Now, this one was not correct. So, let us make one more possibility. The other possibility can be, okay, Varanasi is fixed. Pune is fixed. The other possibility can be that Delhi is being gone in 7th April. So we will have A over here, or we can have A over here. Now we are again back at 2 possibilities. Okay? Only one person goes between A and F. So A and F, one person go, that means F will be here or F will be here. Correct? As many people go before F, as many people go after C. That means from top and bottom, F and C will be in the same position. So if F we have here, C will be here. If F we have here, C will be here. Correct? Now, more than 2 persons go between D and E who goes to Indore. So E goes to Indore. Correct? E goes to Indore. If you look at possibility 1, we have 2 empty positions, this one and this one. Correct? And over here it is already filled with Pune and Varanasi. That means we cannot continue with this possibility. Correct? Over here, possibility number 2, I can see that more than 2 people are going between D and E. So D can come over here, E can come over here, and E will go to Indore. So Indore can come over here. Correct? Now, F does not go to Chennai. So if I look at here, I have 2 empty positions, F and B. So F does not go to Chennai. That means B will go to Chennai. Correct? F does not go to Chennai means B will go to Chennai, and it is given to us that one of the persons visit Jaipur. So one of the persons visit Jaipur means the person visiting Jaipur would be over here. So this will be my final arrangement. This will be my final arrangement. The one who goes to Jaipur would be F. Okay? Now let us look at the question. Question 1 asks, who amongst the following goes on 16th March? So 16th March, let us go back to the final arrangement. 16th March is this date, right? 16th March we have D, Pune. So D goes to Pune on 16th March. So if I look at the options, I cannot see D, but I can see the one who goes to Pune, that is D. So on 16th March, 4th will be the correct answer, the one who goes to Pune. Okay? This was the arrangement. The one who goes to Pune, 16th March. Coming to question number 2. So again the same data, the question is different. The question is the one who goes on 7th May goes to which city? So we have to identify the one who goes on 7th May goes to which city. So going back to the arrangement. So one who goes on 7th May. 7th May goes on Chennai. So the one who goes on 7th May goes to Chennai. So if I look at the options, option number 2, Chennai will be the correct answer. Okay? Option number 2, Chennai will be the correct answer. Same data. Question is, who among the following persons goes to Varanasi? So we have to answer who goes to Varanasi. Going back to the arrangement. So over here I can see C goes to Varanasi. So my answer will be, if I look at the options, option number 2, C will be my answer because C goes to Varanasi. Okay. So in today's lecture, we covered the other 3 types of questions. So I hope you get a better conceptual clarity on the types of puzzles that you can get in your competitive exams. So this concludes today's lecture. Thank you.